Hey, everybody, welcome. Nope.
Okay. We gave it a shot. We gave it a shot. Hey, everybody, welcome to My Worst Date. I'm Keegan.
I'm Christina.
I'm Cassie.
Poor Cassie.
I'm RFK Jr.
Oh my gosh.
Lord. I mean, listen, we're doing our best over here. The flu really is just taking people out.
Yeah.
It's been a while for you.
Oh my God, girl. It's literally been 3 weeks because you guys didn't know about the first week because we didn't record.
Yeah.
I've been sick since like the 28th, I think.
Oh,
27th
geez.
or something like that.
I hate not being able to talk. It's so irritating.
Oh my God. Awful.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
literally been sick, I feel like, for freaking ever. Not having my voice sucks. Coughing. Oh my God. When I tell you I was coughing so much that I was like, I think I'm going to hurt some of my internal organs.
I've been
Oh,
there.
jeez.
Yeah. Or you're doing damage to your vocal cords just from like
What if this is how
hacking
I
so much?
talk now?
Yeah. It will be forever.
Then I would see like when you get like when you're coughing and your eyes are closed, it's black, but you can see like the little edges are like white,
Red.
because it's like lightning.
Yeah.
It was fucking so bad. I was like, this is the worst. So
When I'm sick, the one symptom that puts me over the edge, like I cannot handle having a sore throat.
Oh, it's
like,
the
I
worst.
cannot. When it hurts to swallow, get out of here.
Yeah.
It's
Okay,
you're like, go
but
fuck yourself.
I have to say, do you think sore throat? And I'm not sure actually because
Fuck, marry,
I'm
kill,
with you.
sore
I
throat,
fucking
cough, sneeze.
or not being able to breathe. Like not
No.
being able to breathe drives me fucking bananas.
That one.
that one doesn't bother me as much. Even
hate it.
even being nauseous,
Oh, I hate that.
I would take that over a sore throat. Like, I don't know what it is about it. It literally makes me rage.
Yeah.
Rage.
I feel you on that because you never realize how often you swallow
Yes.
until you have a sore throat. Yeah, it is truly terrible. I am with you on that. I feel like I can numb a sore throat. Like that's when you go like balls
Scorched
to the wall with
earth.
with chloroseptic. You're just like numb the shit out of my throat as much as possible. If you can't breathe, that shit is just like there is nothing you can really do. I mean, maybe nasal spray might put a dent in it, but
That's what with me was my biggest issue was not being able to breathe because I already have asthma and it's bronchial asthma anyway. So getting prednisone was a fucking like miracle worker. Like being able to breathe again was magical. But I will tell you, I know we've talked about this before, but I don't get strep throat. I'm a carrier, but I never had it. So I can't really, I've had a sore throat, but I don't think I've probably had the same kind of sore throat that you're talking about. So that's why it's like hard for me to relate because I'm like, I've had a sore throat, but I'm like, it's not that big a deal.
Oh no, I've had sore throats that it feels like broken
razor
glass.
blades.
Yeah, exactly. Like stabbing every time you swallow. Yeah. It is. I mean,
It's like,
top 3 worst feelings of all time. It's
Right.
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard
Yeah.
if I swallow.
So yeah, we're this is now week 2 into 2026.
I know the world is I was going to say the world is on fire, but it's not literally on fire like it was last January. So there's that.
True.
But I know that things are rough right now. We are in the middle of a fascist regime, and that is hard on everyone. However, I will be fucking damned if I let it destroy my hopes for this year. I'm not doing it. I'm having a good year anyway. I'm going to figure out how to do it. I'm going to find the joy somewhere because we can't continue to have bad year after bad year. The world is what it is, and it's not good. But we've got to find a way to choose to find happiness somewhere.
Dude, it's hard. This was a hard week. I gotta hope that it's hard enough that it's reached enough people to finally like open their eyes and say like, this is enough. We can't keep walking down this path. So
I think that every time something happens.
Yeah. I don't have a ton of faith in that, unfortunately, because I've read too many comments.
When do we get pissed off enough to fucking
I don't
say
know,
enough
man.
is enough, you know?
Yeah. We
Well,
have
here's the
literal
thing.
Gestapo in our country right now.
Yeah. I mean, and the thing is, like, the size of our country makes that hard. It makes it hard
right.
for us to, you know,
Galvanize and come
organize
together.
collectively and rise up in that way. But if you want to look at it from a positive perspective, it also makes it hard to
Control
us because we're too big.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's hard to I feel like the country is rising up in pockets where it can. I mean, there are a lot of demonstrations in Minneapolis right now, and across the country. So, it's a really, really, really scary time to be alive. It is a scary time to be living in, a state where you're being told you're not seeing what you're seeing. It's very Big Brother 1984.
Mm-hmm.
It's strange. It's strange to experience. And, you know, we were talking off mic. It's also strange to be living in this kind of dystopian future and also be expected to work and
send emails. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do think it's going to have to come down to, I think, a general strike. You know, in order to stop this, we can't. I don't know if this is a situation we could vote ourselves out of. You know, we'll see. We will see.
We will see. Well, I have something for us to discuss, a little bit of fluff for us to talk about to lighten things up. There was a conversation that was happening on Reddit, and I think it came from this Vanity Fair poll that said that 25% of Americans say they don't wear underwear. 25%. That's a quarter of Americans don't wear underwear. They're just among us.
Believe that.
I have feelings about this. Okay, so there were other researchers that said that it's about 10% of women. 10% of women do not wear underwear. So this Reddit user, she commented, she said, "How are women going commando? Genuine question from a 19-year-old girl. How are women leaving their homes without underwear? My main concern is discharge. I don't know about others, but I'd say I wouldn't want that all over my leggings, or if I'm in a dress, all over my legs. Is this just something you ignore? I'm not trying to be funny. I have always wondered this. No shade though. Let her breathe, girl."
Yeah. What are some of the comments from people that do? Because
when I was in my 20s, I probably most of the time didn't. If I was wearing a dress, always, of course. But like,
girl, before we started recording, I said I had an interesting vaginal week. I wished that I could wear more underwear this week because for whatever reason, I was afflicted this week with the stinkiest vagina.
oh no.
Your pH is off somehow.
Somehow. And I don't know if it's, you know, we're doing, you know, cutting back and not drinking or whatever. It's just like maybe has something
body
to do
going
with
through
it or
changes,
something.
adjusting.
But I was just like, it's so hard to feel confident when you have a stinky puss.
And not even just agreed completely. And we have all been there and we've talked about that. And
sure.
it is true because you are so hyper aware of it.
Yes.
Oh my
And
God.
there's not a lot
Every time you go to
can
the bathroom, you're like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Everywhere.
If you're not carrying an extra pair of underwear in your bag, which I don't, like,
No.
there's not a lot you can do. Although we did get a lot of suggestions from people who said like pits and puss wipes, like you can keep like wipes in your bag that help that.
Okay.
They did say that.
Yeah. So there are things that, and you know what? Maybe 2026 is the year we start doing stuff like that. But there's nothing you can do other than like, I don't know, try and like fold up some tissue paper and put it in there or something. But it is also
Plug it up.
plug it up.
This is where the stink is coming.
Hold your nose, hold the flaps. Like,
don't put it in there.
Not in there, like in your underwear. But
God.
I do feel like, and these were some of the comments. So this person says, I can't go commando because I stay so wet. Also, I have an outie, so like that just enhances the situation. I don't know how these women do it. I assume they have tiny little dry boxes and their thighs don't touch. This other person commented and said, mine's an innie and commando wouldn't be an option either. It's always wet, but I notice a difference if I'm fully shaved or full bush though, and what time in my cycle I'm at. I assume that plays more of a role than anything else. And I think I would agree with that. Yeah. Like, I think, I'm going to wear underwear all the time because it's unpredictable is how I feel. Like, I'm not going to put the work in. I do think, like, right now I'm premenstrual. I think going without underwear right now is absolutely not, I think there are times when it would be safer to do so, but why? But why? And also, I just feel like it's going to rub.
For me, it was because at the time, this is like, we're talking like early 2000s. And for me at the time, it was because underwear were so fucking uncomfortable unless you were like literally wearing like granny panties. And it's like, I don't want to fucking walk around in like old lady underwear. And I don't want to fucking walk around with a string up my ass. And so I think for me, when that was my rationale at the time. I mean,
it was difficult to wear underwear in the early 2000s because jeans were so low. Yeah. So there were a lot of times I went commando that time too, specifically just because the jeans were like literally at your pelvic bone.
Yeah. Or you were doing a whale tail. And I'm like, I don't fucking, like, honestly, let's be honest, ladies. I mean, to each their own. But can we be serious about a thong?
I love a thong. I'm sorry. This is a hill I will die on. I am actually more irritated by granny panties than I am by a thong.
Really?
From where it hits, it's hitting on my butt cheek and it's like so weird. And maybe it's because I've been wearing thongs for so long that I don't even feel it. Not really.
For me, it's situational. Neither bothers me very much at all. I would say if I'm more uncomfortable wearing full-blown underwear, like granny panty underwear, if I'm wearing something really tight, because I don't like the idea that there's like visible panty lines like that. I feel like that draws more attention to me. Yeah. So I will either wear those like very thin underwear, or seamless. I'll wear a thong, seamless, or I will wear a thong. But I did also read, and I don't have it in this article, but this was apparently just a topic of conversation over the holiday, but wearing, it's actually not good to go commando if you're wearing like jeans, because it rubs like on it can like where the seam hits can like rub on the inside, and it can spread bacteria from, especially since we wash jeans less often and they're more, and they're stiffer. So they say to wear underwear with your jeans.
Okay. Question. Do you guys wash your jeans less often? How many wears do you get out of a pair of jeans? And this is not shaming. I'm just curious because
curious. Yeah.
I literally twice maybe is the maximum.
Twice,
and I feel like I could go more. I feel like, I feel like you probably could go more. I know there's people who like don't wash jeans for like 4 or 5 washes.
I'm absolutely the same. I really don't like to wear jeans more than twice.
Same.
Yeah. I don't know. I start to get self-conscious that they'll smell or something like that.
Totally.
That's really what it is for me too. And also, especially now that I have a washer and dryer in my unit, it's so easy for me to throw things into the washer, so I usually do about 2 times 2, but that is more than other forms of pants. Like I wear other pants once and they get washed, right?
Exactly.
But jeans I'll go twice because they are more sturdy. And no shame for people who go longer. A little side eye for people who never wash their jeans. I've heard that before. Like
people who put them in the fucking freezer. I'm like, bitch, what are you doing?
What is that accomplishing?
What do you think?
And also, how big is your fucking freezer? Like, you don't have food in there? So you're going to put stinky puss jeans on top of your ground beef?
God.
Truly.
And I live in Europe,
No,
so
good.
our freezer's like a fucking dorm room freezer. So.
Seriously.
Yeah,
Like,
I don't
that's
understand
bizarre.
that. I don't understand that rationale. I guess it's to keep them from losing their shape, like if they're really expensive Levi's or something. Because like really good jeans.
I'm sorry, if they're really good jeans and they're expensive, they better fucking not lose their shape because I washed them, okay? How about that? How about you fucking make jeans that are good enough to withstand fucking
that
wash?
you would think, but why is like the most expensive clothes are always the ones that are the most like temperamental about how you can clean them, like always.
Oh my
true.
God.
Where you're just like, you need to hand wash this in baby soap and fucking, like,
Who has got time and money to dry clean? Who is keeping dry cleaners open?
I
this
will
is
say
what
this.
I need to know.
I bought a pair of like jeans, they're coated jeans from Good American. So and I love them. They're black coated jeans. So they almost have like a leather pant look to them.
Oh, I know exactly what you're talking about,
Yeah.
Kind of a waxy coating almost.
Yeah. And they are dry clean only. And I had worn those like a number of times to the point where I was like, okay, it's time to take these in to get them dry cleaned. And then I was putting an outfit together and I'm like, those pants are really the only pants I have that would put this outfit together. And I did push one more wear out of those babies. I did. I pulled them out and I was like, you can go one more time.
You got this. You got this.
Because I haven't made it to the fucking dry cleaner.
Dry cleaner,
It's like, come on.
Dude, I
Yeah.
used to live for those dry cleaning bags where you would put stuff in and put them in the dryer.
What happened to those?
I don't know. That shit was the bomb. 'Cause
Yeah,
I had
that's
so
true.
much dry clean clothes back then.
Do you think
So
that they
annoying.
actually worked though, or was it placebo effect?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
They always came out feeling fresh and clean.
And smelled good. Yeah, I remember. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think if there's probably less dry clean these days just because the quality of clothes has declined so much.
That's
like
true.
everything's some sort of like polyester blend or like you know.
Nylon or whatever. Yeah.
I don't remember the last time I've seen something that's been like 100% cotton or wool or
You gotta do
you know?
secondhand. Like those pants are from that I was just talking about are from ThreadUp, so they are secondhand because you can buy more expensive things for cheaper. Because if you get a Reformation dress, like that thing is probably going to be dry clean only.
Right.
But who can afford to have an entire closet of $300 dresses? Like most people can't. So, but if you get it secondhand, then they'll knock off $100 or $150 or whatever, and then you can create a closet that's like that. However, do we really want a closet that's everything has to be dry cleaned? Because
Yeah.
you end up in a situation where
I don't even know where I would go. I don't know if there is a dry cleaner around me. I'm sure there is, but
this is making me want to. There's one walking distance, and I don't know why I'm like this. I just did this with my smog inspection. A smog inspection takes 20 minutes.
oh my God.
Like it doesn't take very long at all. You sit for fucking 15 minutes while they check it. Tell me why it felt like just a monumental task for me to go.
Girl, I've got a list of those that are just like,
it's like an oil change.
yeah, exactly. Like an oil change.
It's not a big deal. Taking my clothes to the dry cleaner. Not a big deal.
Changing my name on my passport is my latest thing where I'm just like, oh my God, just fucking buckle down and do it. Like, what is your problem? Usually it's like bureaucratic.
So glad I'm not alone.
administrative tasks like that. I just like procrastinate.
Because
the
it-
worst.
But
it
it
feels
takes up
stupid
more.
to have to do it. That's why.
Yeah, but it takes up more mental energy to put it off than it
I
does to just
know.
do it. Because getting my smog inspection done was living in my brain every single day. I'd
Yep.
wake up and be like,
Yep.
you need to go get your smog inspection done. You need to go do it. You need to go do
But
it.
like, how do you do everything that you're supposed to do?
I haven't figured that out. I don't know. I'm doing my best over here.
This
trying
is
to
a
drink
general
enough water.
life question.
Yeah.
This is like legit. I wake up some days and I'm like, how do people do everything that they are supposed to do?
Like, this is how some people end up with paralysis, right? where they don't do anything because they're like, why start?
Yeah,
It's
decision
so hard,
paralysis. Yeah, definitely. That's a real thing. I think that those people are just, and I'm trying to get better about this, like setting routines that I can stick to. And I baby steps. I'm better than I was. I'm trying to get better about this. But some people are just naturally type A, and they're able to.
I'm type A.
Yeah, you're type
For
A,
sure,
but
I'm
type A in a
also
different way. Like some people are type A in the way that they wake up in the morning. The first thing that they do is like have their big glass of water, their cup of coffee, and they sit in the quiet time 2 hours before work and they write out absolutely everything they need to do that day. You know what I mean?
Christina's the kind of type A that needs an assistant.
Gotta dictate.
Right? She's like, just get all the dumb menial shit out of the way for me so that I can focus on the important stuff.
Yes.
That's
you know what? This is the
type
difference.
A Christina is.
This is the difference between a Virgo and a Capricorn. I feel like Virgos
story.
are that kind of, are the kind of type A that are like, we're waking up. I have my like rise alarm clock. We're getting up at 5 a.m. I'm doing my whole morning routine. We're fucking gua shaing my face.
Oh, I wish I was like that. Like, I get it. Like, in my heart, I'm like, I understand how to do that. But for whatever reason, it's like every year around this same time, I'm like, why can't I do that? Why can't I be that person? It's like existential question.
It's a matter of prioritizing what you feel is important, right? And I think that as a Capricorn, sometimes you can tend to be like, is that really important in the big picture? Does that bring me more money? Is that more valuable? Is it going to make my life truly better? And I think that that's the thing that Capricorns have problems making that logical. And that's not logical because it's not. You're like, it's a good thing to do. Sure, it's good on paper, but in the big scheme of things, when it really comes down to it, is it going to make me more money? Is it going to make me more profitable? Am I going to be a better person for it? Probably not.
Here's my argument.
Yeah.
My argument, because we talked about this last week, Cassie, when you were out sick, where Christina was saying that she has a hard time putting herself first.
Yeah.
So what I will say, as someone who is really, that is, you know, we talked about off mic, we talked about how the theme is like hot and healthy for 2026. That's the theme, is like, and so for me, part of that is, what that is to me is putting myself first. Like for the first time in my life, actually, I am really trying to focus on putting myself first. Yeah. So when I say, or when you say like, how important is this really? Very to me. Yeah. But speaking to Christina specifically, I think very important. I think like trying to prioritize doing things for yourself is something that you should consider important. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so it's like, spend the time to like have that extra little bit of me time in the morning where you do something really nice for yourself. Doesn't have to be gua shaing your face or whatever. But just like a little bit of time that you focus on you, I think is actually, it's not all about profitability, because you got to show up for yourself. You know, that's a very Capricorn mindset, but it is hard to do. I am trying to do it. I bought the fucking electrolytes, right? I'm drinking the water. I'm not drinking booze. I'm working out every day. I'm trying to do the shit, but it takes effort. You have to think about it. It doesn't come naturally to a lot of us.
Oh man, I would give anything to love working out.
Oh God. No shit.
If I could change one thing about my personality, I'd be like, man, I wish that I was one of those people that was like, oh, I fucking love to work out.
Yeah. Makes me feel good. I can't go without it.
I love the feeling I have after. But yesterday I was like, I was doing this workout program, and yesterday was the last day of it. And I'd shown up every day and I was fucking PMSing. I was having like PM body dysmorphia. I was like, I do not want to do this. And it was the last
it only
day.
takes one day of that for me.
Yeah. I mean, I did it though. I fucking did it.
Derailed.
I did it, and I'm glad I did it. But man, yeah, it's hard to because I'm with you. Like, I love the feeling I feel after, the feeling of accomplishment. My body feels good afterwards. But getting into it is like,
Nope.
I'm never like, I'm so fucking stoked. I'm so stoked.
I would give anything to have that feeling. Truly. That's like
the problem for
one
me is
thing.
I don't even feel what you're saying, Keegan, afterwards. I don't even feel not even.
Yeah, me
yeah,
either.
then why do it? Yeah, then why do it? Yeah, I'm with you. Other than that, you just know you have to for your body.
That's
like,
it.
Yeah.
Your stupid body needs to be taken care of.
So dumb. And it's getting dumber, dude. Perimenopause is a fucking trip. I have a doctor's appointment scheduled. I'm going to start digging into relief for just feeling like a maniac or not being able to remember words, not sleeping, like all that stuff. I want to do like a hormone panel or something.
Share your journey, because I feel like myself and our listeners will get benefit from that.
One of the things I heard about doing panels is that they're not necessarily super helpful because they fluctuate so much.
Right. Yeah. You have to do it at a certain time of your cycle. And yeah, I mean, it's hard. And it's also going to be fucking expensive because I live in a country that doesn't provide health care to its citizens or prioritize women's health in any way, shape, or form.
No.
So this will definitely be a journey. If you are somebody that is 35 and up, you can come along. Like, we'll share tips, tricks, advice, anything. The magnesium has been a game changer, but I'm looking for more.
I'm getting mine. I'm getting my magnesium supplement. I'm finally hopping on the train.
Love it. It is a game changer. They also make, this isn't an ad or anything. They don't sponsor us. Bioptimizers. I just like the magnesium supplements. I got their probiotic too to try. So I'm going to see.
Okay. Report back.
If that works.
Honestly, inositol powder is like saving me. And I don't think that it's something that people take for if they have PCOS.
Oh, okay. Say that again. What is it? Because I lost you.
Inositol powder.
Okay.
And it's one of my friends here in Germany. Her job was in she would do like egg retrievals and things like that. So she worked in women's reproductive health, specifically in IVF type of stuff. And so people with PCOS, this is something they used to take that would help to regulate like their insulin receptors, right? Like, because it throws off like their insulin resistance and things like that. So it's something you can do that will there's a lot of good uses for it, but I am not shitting. It has really been such a, like, I notice when I'm not on it. And I'm not saying I don't think it's for everyone, but my friend told me about it and I was like, I'll try it. Fucking dude, I know when I'm not taking it.
Yeah.
Big difference.
I'm on my supplement journey, I think, right now. And I guess we should say we're not doctors.
No.
So this is just what's working for us or what we're trying.
And that's what's so difficult though, is that, you know, like every woman's body and experience is different. Right. And there's really, I mean, that whole thing about hormones, for instance, like for the longest time, everyone's like, you can't do that. It'll give you breast cancer. Like, but that's been since
debunked,
proven, debunked. Like there's really a lot of information out there, but it's difficult to know what is going to work for you specifically, you know? Yeah. You know, we should be going into Fuck, Marry, Kill. I don't know if it's just because I had a stinky puss this week, but I don't feel like
Yeah.
You know, it's 2026. It's our podcast. We can do whatever we want.
Yeah.
I will say, listeners, let us know.
Yeah.
How you feel.
Yeah.
If we skip it this week, are you going to be like, are you rioting in the streets? Are you heartbroken?
Maybe not rioting in the streets.
Okay, sorry. Bad time to use that language. My bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah. But yeah, let's take 5 and then come back with stories.
Sounds good.
Cool.
And we're back. Okay, I will kick us off with stories. Many moons ago, before I was a happily married lass, I think she might be English, a pair of friends set me up on a date with a buddy of theirs. He was an actor/musician and had his album. And I had his album.
Oh, speaking of, this is something I wanted to tell you guys. We have maligned magicians a lot on this podcast.
We have indeed.
However, one of the most joyous things I've ever seen, and I kind of want to do this, is people have started just renting magicians for parties.
I do kind
as
of
adults,
love it.
and I'm like, I actually kind of love that.
Yeah, a little tipsy with your whole group of friends.
Seeing magic
in your living room.
Yeah,
fun actually.
Yeah,
I think it would be fun.
I think it would be fun too. I've seen a couple TikToks this week, and I'm like, oh my god, like. I need to put that out in the podcast world. It's not making me reconsider dating a magician, but
no, but look, I do think they bring a certain amount of joy. You know what? I'll take a magician over a clown.
Oh my god.
Okay, would you rather
Obviously.
magician or clown?
Magician.
Yeah,
magician, right?
Magician.
Yeah. Listen, if
Sounds
you're
like,
a clown,
I went to clown college.
I love that you have hobbies.
Yep.
I love that
Exactly.
for you. Okay. He was an actor/musician. I had his album, burnt via my mates. So don't get excited. This is not a celebrity in disguise story. This is a celebrity wannabe in absolutely no attempt to disguise it story. We'd met briefly at a party, and I'd been suitably intrigued. I was around 18. He was early 30s. And I must confess, his music was very good. I wasn't so silly as to think he was the next big thing, but you'd have to be a massive jerk not to acknowledge that he clearly had immense talent. I had a history of dating older fellas, but I was also very no-nonsense and skeptical of ego and self-absorption. So, the date is suggested. I agree and suggest we see a play happening nearby. But I was keen to stick to my usual blindish date rule, always be the driver. It stops you getting drunk, you have control over the way the night rolls, and most importantly, you usually pick them up from their house. And brother, can you tell, and can you learn a lot from a man's house?
Dude, that is
Smart.
big brain for that 18-year-old.
For an 18-year-old? Yeah.
That's
I'm like,
very big brained.
usually I'm hesitant when an 18-year-old is like, I date men in their early 30s because I'm mature. And you're like, are you? But she does sound to be pretty mature. In this instance, it was a relatively small flat. Okay, he'd only recently moved to the city. The furniture was mostly disposable. Again, he'd recently moved. But the strangest thing was that the TV was on when I arrived. Take a seat, he said, gesturing to the unfolded card table in the corner. I'm just setting up the video to record an ad I was recently in. This was the year 2000 when one still had a VHS. Okay, thinks I. That's reasonable. He's new to the city, keen to add to his show reel. I totally appreciate that he needs to record his advert to get work. 15 minutes pass. We're watching awful TV together while he sits on the edge of his beanbag waiting for his ad to come on.
Oh, God.
I was on the edge of my beanbag.
I was on the edge of my beanbag chair. In this time, I've delighted in noticing that his bed is just a mattress on the floor. It's okay. He's just moved. His primary instrument for cooking is a George Foreman grill. They're surprisingly good. And the card table, she's just convincing herself. And the card table is looking a little bit wobbly. The phone rings. Him, hang on, I have to take this. Me, oh, that's fine. The play doesn't start until 8. Him, hello? Oh, you saw it. I realize it's his mom who lives in a regional town that has different channels to the city. So you didn't record it? You didn't? Seriously? Mom, you had one fucking job. All you had to do was record the fucking advert, and you couldn't even do that, could you? You are seriously fucking useless. Why did you even call me? Why? What's the point of you calling me right now?
Goodbye. Dude, if
To your
I
mother?
said that to T-Con,
No.
Absolutely.
even now,
Oh.
I'm fucking 44 years old.
would
I
never.
can't use that tone with my
No, I would never dare.
I wouldn't even want to.
I would
just
start
gross.
crying if I used that tone with my. Do you know how bad I would feel afterwards if I ever lost it like that?
Don't think I ever could.
I don't think I ever could either.
Me either.
It's really icky.
That's an ick.
It takes a certain personality type. I don't know that I've ever even gone off like that on people who deserve it.
No.
So, okay. And so on. So I am 18, listening to a 30-year-old man abuse his mother for failing to record his awful advert for his rubbish, non-existent acting career. Awkward. Finally, we accept that the advert has been lost. I realize we are close to missing the play, so I suggest we head off. We go to a bar. He spends the whole time complaining about the mother situation. We drive to the theater. Surprise, surprise, the doors are shut and we miss out. He suggests we go to a Chinese restaurant where he used to get a massive bag of fried rice for $2,000. No,
wow.
For $2 when he was a student. I want the night to end and fast. So we eat the worst Chinese food I've ever had in my life while he talks about himself and I nod awkwardly. Finally, I feel I've suffered long enough and I say, so shall I drive you home? As we drive home, he says, you know I'm not going to sleep with you, right? Be still, my beating vagina. You you, abuser of mothers, 30-year-old self-absorbed, time-wasting lover of George Foreman grills, do not wish to sleep with me, 18-year-old silent judger of your awfulness. Oh, how my poor, poor heart breaks.
Jeez, how did she go on?
And yet, at his door, he tried to kiss me.
Of course.
Worst date ever.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, 30 and 18.
And you're the most mature one in the room.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about that story, Keegan. You were talking about 18-year-olds and 30-year-olds. I'm not worried that an 18-year-old girl isn't mature enough to date a 30-year-old man. What I have an issue with is a man who's 30 years old who would want to date an 18-year-old. You're not good.
No,
you're no good.
You're obviously not. I mean, that's the thing too. I would never judge an 18-year-old for wanting to date a 30-year-old. I think we've all been there. I've definitely been there. I went on a date when I was 19 with a guy in his 30s. I just think that there is a mentality that you have when you're that age that you are the exception. You are so much more mature than maybe other people. You can handle dating an older person. And I think oftentimes that's not true. You don't have the perspective to know that like you're not as grown up as
worldly.
You think you are. Yeah, at that age. But she does sound pretty mature and he sounds like a tool. So
yeah. Dude, yeah, that's an immediate red flag. If he talks to his mother,
I think I would have been out at that point.
Yeah.
Like you have your own car. You can just go because how's he going to talk to you when he gets upset about something? That's your mom?
Exactly.
No.
Yep. Okay, I've got a wild ride for you guys. Okay. Not really the first date, but after a few dates. Met a girl at a bar. Great chat. She was visiting town and stayed at the hotel where the bar was located. Turns out she's a frequent visitor, and we end up having more of a casual hookup every once in a while, where she would text me every time she was in town. Phenomenal. Probably her fourth trip in. We usually barely spoke unless she was coming into town. She asks me to meet her for dinner. All is well. We have a few drinks, and then she's like, I have a surprise for you in our room. I think it's maybe another chick or a sex toy.
Oh, Jesus.
So we go upstairs to her room. Everything's grand. She changes into nice lingerie, and then after a few minutes of making out, stops me and pulls out a fucking metal serial killer James Bond styled briefcase. I'm now sat there with a semi thinking, what's in the fucking bag? Really hoping, one, it's not drugs, because we're in a country that is like 1,000% anti-drug and you can't even think about them. And two, that it's not a strap-on.
That's where my mind went. I was like, the surprise is pegging. That's where I was at,
Yeah.
but we'll see. Okay.
Surprise. She opens the briefcase, and nothing on this planet could have prepared me for it.
Can't wait.
There are these beautifully shiny, long-ass needles and some other medical-looking equipment. I'm like, whatever the fuck this is, it's
out.
not going anywhere in me.
It's this amateur acupuncture? Because absolutely fucking not. No.
Because I did recall there's some sex kink where guys like having things inserted in their pee hole. And boy, oh boy, I wasn't
true.
up for it.
That is a thing.
We talked about this.
We talked about
Yeah.
this. Yeah.
Oh, no.
She starts telling me how she trusts me and wants me to enjoy with her. And she'd like me to do something to her. She's saying all this while she puts on some gloves, rubs a liquid over one of the long needles, and then asks me to stick this needle through her fucking nipple.
No. Oh, my God.
No.
Not into it, through it, like a piercing while I fuck her. I'm sat there.
Poor boobies.
I know.
They don't deserve to hear this.
I know. I am sat there with my now inverted penis. Like, how do I navigate this without kink shaming? Which is very nice. I'm like, that's a nice.
So considerate.
Very
honestly.
considerate.
Look, it's just not for me.
It's
And honestly, gently, I would have to say, you have whatever kinks you want. I do gently want to say this feels dangerous. Like you could potentially get an infection. So I don't want to be not only is this not my thing, I don't want to be responsible for that. And I would caution you about who you ask. You can't just ask anybody.
Can't you like fuck up like the nerve endings and stuff?
So.
Like
It's a very nervy part of your body.
I don't love this.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I can't stop grabbing my boobs.
I know.
Oh.
I politely told her I am not comfortable with this. And as much as I'd like her to have fun, this is not something I'm willing to try as I feel I'd cause some injury.
Yeah.
She's like, no. It's totally safe. And then mid-conversation, fucking pierces her own nipple while moaning.
Oh. No. Are you sure they were already pierced and she just poked it through?
This is like, see, it's perfectly fine.
Sorry. I'm going home and I'm crying in the cab on the way home. That would upset me so much. For it to come out of nowhere, can you imagine? Like you're just talking and somebody sticks a fucking needle through their tit? No.
Gets out a fucking briefcase and all these like needles and stuff. I got up and apologized and went home. It was silent on the trip home. She texted me a fair few times, but I politely declined and never saw her again. I've seen loads of stuff in life and done loads of stuff in life, but that was one heck of a date.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
At
least it wasn't his pee hole.
Yeah,
you know.
True.
I mean, she wasn't asking to do anything to him. She wanted something done to her, which fair enough. I don't want to be involved.
A lot of people don't like needles either. That's a hard. I think that would be a hard kink to have because, like, I don't love needle. I don't.
A lot of people are needle
hurt
lovers.
yourself.
This is a very specific thing that I feel like you need to get on, like the FetLife. You need to get on, engage in those communities because people hang from hooks. People do all kinds of things, but you have to warm someone up to that conversation and know they're into it before pulling the needles out. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is not something you go in cold for.
Girl,
what are you doing?
Christina, do you remember Outlands in Columbus?
Yeah.
It was like a fet bar.
Yeah.
People used to do that all the time there. Like hang from hooks and shit and do all kinds of crazy. Speaking of Columbus, Ohio. This story, I'm so sorry, you guys. I wish my voice was not this way. It's so bad, but please bear with me. It's a funny story. So this story is for my Columbus, Ohio ladies. That's Christina and I. I have never submitted a story, but I'm excited to share this one with you guys. My senior year of college at the Ohio State University, I decided I wanted to have some fun. I feel you. I was relatively inexperienced and coming off of 2 unfortunate experiences with guys. I decided I'm hot and needed to rewrite my narrative. So I got on Tinder. I matched with a guy who truthfully drew me in with a very cute picture of his dog.
Yeah, I've been
that'll
there.
do it.
Yep. But we exchanged numbers and started talking. Our first date was to Franklin Park Conservatory. Good call.
Nice.
It's a great place.
Yeah.
Our second date was a concert for my favorite band the very next day. He was sweet, good looking, and we got along well. So when we started planning our third date, I was ecstatic. He had a half day at work and asked if I wanted to come with him to the Book Loft, a huge bookstore in German Village.
I love that place. Yes, yes.
I could talk 20 minutes alone about the Book Loft. It is one of the best places.
Yes.
It is very cool, and it has like the most rooms in a bookstore, I think, in the world. It's fucking magical.
It's a magical place. Yeah.
Oh my God. And you can literally spend an entire day there. So I love that place. So obviously I said yes. He picked me up from class. We had a good time exploring the rooms full of books and getting to know each other better. Something I had learned about this guy is that he never used the GPS, although he had a pretty good sense of direction. So it wasn't a problem. On the way back, we got a little turned around downtown, but I wasn't in a rush. I liked talking with him and I enjoyed the scenic route. At one point, I was explaining a physiology concept I was learning about in class when I noticed he was listening very intently and had been making eye contact with me for a really long time. I looked forward. We were heading the wrong way, down a one-way directly into oncoming traffic. The way that, like, if you know Columbus, you know this is happening. I knew this was going to be.
Downtown anywhere, you're hitting one
always
ways.
one way.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a nightmare situation. I hate driving in downtown LA so much. It's like my least favorite thing in the world. But this reminds me of when I would watch like TV shows or movies, and they do this all the time because they're being pulled on by a trailer. So they're just like having full conversations, like driving while looking at the other person. It's like, you can't
That's not how
do
this
that.
works.
Eyes on the road. 10 and 2.
Seriously.
Trying to stay chill. The most I could muster was that nonchalant, hey, look out. He looked ahead, panicked, and at the last minute pulled up onto the curb. We sat on the corner of the sidewalk in a Subaru Forester at the crosswalk like pedestrians until some kind of truck waved us out. We've been together for a year, and I still tease him about the time he was so infatuated with me, he almost crashed his car.
That's what I was going to say. He's so enamored by your beauty that he almost wrecked the car. That's amazing. I love that.
Oh, that's so great. Now it makes me want to go back to the Book Loft.
I've never been to Columbus. Isn't that crazy?
That is crazy,
I feel
actually.
like I know so much about Columbus because of you two.
We always said we were going to do that homecoming tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then the pandemic happened.
Yeah. And then the pandy. Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Well, you guys want to take 5 and then come back with the Tainted Love?
Yeah.
Sounds good. And we're back.
Okay. I have the Tainted Love this week. This one's a slight, not quite a left turn, like a slightly a left-leaning turn from maybe what we do usually. But I'm just going to jump right in. No teasers.
Okay.
All right. So Geoffrey Hood, who went by Jeff, and Christina for notes, that's Jeff with a G, Geoff. Geoffrey Hood and Molly LaRue, met in Salina, Kansas, where the two worked for a church-sponsored organization that took at-risk children into the backcountry and into the wilderness to teach them how to hike, camp, and get connected with nature to hopefully like set them on a brighter path. So these are two really lovely people. This is their passion. Both of them loved working with children. They were outdoor enthusiasts. Jeff had rock climbed in Colorado and taught mountain climbing at New Mexico's Philmont Scout Ranch. And Molly had tackled 2 outward bound courses, and spent a year providing wilderness therapy to kids in the Arizona desert. So this is their true passion for these people. Molly was 25 and originally from Shaker Heights, Ohio. She was described as sunny and energetic, an artist who in high school had won a national contest to design a 1984 U.S. postage stamp. And Jeff was a year older from Signal Mountain, Tennessee, and he was even-tempered, patient, and kind. So the two became close during their time working together, and they were told in early 1990 that they would soon be laid off. So they decided to do something that both of them had on their bucket lists, which was to hike the Appalachian Trail. So the Appalachian Trail, which is also called the AT, it's a hiking trail in the eastern United States, extending almost 2,200 miles between Springer Mountain in Georgia to Mount, and I literally wrote this out phonetically, Katahdin, that's it, Mount Katahdin in Maine, and passing through 14 states. It's also the world's longest hiking only trail. So you can't take ATVs, no one's biking this trail. It is a hiking only trail.
So you are that.
Yeah, you are walking from Maine to Georgia, or usually the other way.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've wanted to see, isn't there that documentary they called him Mostly Harmless?
I watched that.
I've that's been on my list. I haven't seen it yet. But that's also Appalachian Trail, isn't it?
I don't remember which trail it is, but it is similar. It'll be similar to the story in that they talk a lot about the hiking community in that documentary. And that's something that I actually really loved learning about this story, because you know how it can be sometimes when it's your turn to do Tainted Love and you're like, oh, I don't know. And it feels like it's homework.
Yeah.
This time I actually really did enjoy, I mean, the story is rough, but I enjoyed learning about this culture and this community. And actually I'll go ahead and give it my main source. So there was a Medium article that first brought this to my attention because I get emails from them. And so I read that. And then there was an outsideonline.com article written by someone who knew Jeff and Molly and met them on the trail. And his name is Earl Swift. So he provided a lot of context for the hike and the people who were on that same hike during that season, and a lot of like 1990 pictures.
As much as I don't enjoy hiking, there's something about hiking the Appalachian Trail that I'm like, I would be kind of interested in that.
It's kind of magical. Yeah.
I mean, it's magical.
I hiked the whole thing, but I've hiked part of it in Johnson City, Tennessee. And it's fucking magical. It's exactly what you expect of a beautiful,
I could see it being on a bucket list, honestly.
Yeah,
and
me too.
Either the Appalachian Trail or the Pacific Coast Trail. Both are like big. I can't remember. I didn't write it down when I was reading Wikipedia, but there's those two and one other that are considered like the 3 major trails in the United States. And I think the Pacific Coast Trail is the one she hikes in Wild, I think.
Okay.
But so there are people who hike just part of the trail. That happens all the time. There's that Appalachian Trail sees like 2 million or something hikers a year. But through hikers who hike the entire trail in one season, which usually takes roughly about 6 months to do, there are about 3,000 attempts every year, with only about 25% succeeding at hiking through. And fun fact, this has nothing to do with anything except for that there are some people who, they call it the yo-yo. So they hike from one side up, so say from Georgia to Maine, and then Maine back to Georgia. They yo-yo back around.
That's
which
a lot.
is insane. And I'm like, who are you trying to impress?
Right.
Also, there's not like general stores or something like that on the hike?
There are.
Right?
There are. So I'll go into it because you go through, there are like stopping points. Like if you have seen Wild, which I never finished it, but I started it, like, and I'll talk about it a lot in this story. The way, especially back in the day before cell phones and stuff like that, you would stay in contact with other hikers through logbooks at trail stops.
Yeah.
So there would be like places where you could stop and like, get stuff.
Shower.
And occasionally you would go through through towns. So when you would go through a town, obviously there would be like a general store, or you could, stop wherever. So, they decided to do a through hike. And I just thought this was cute. So Molly called her father to let him know her plan. She's like, we're being laid off. And you know how I've always wanted to hike the Appalachian Trail. And I have a friend here who wants to do it too. And it's just such a cute, like, young woman thing to do, where she's like, do you want to know a little something about my friend? And her dad is like, yes. And she's like, well, he's a male friend. And so he said, are you announcing a relationship? And she said, yes, that she's announcing a relationship with Jeff. So by that time, the two were pretty inseparable. When Jeff would be sent into the backcountry without Molly for work, he would write her love letters. And so the two decided to start their hike in Maine, which only 1 in 10 hikers do. So they're called southbound hikers, and usually people start in Georgia and go the other way. But they are going to start in Maine and finish in Georgia. So the two shared a journal during their trip, and in it they documented how difficult the first days of the hike were on their bodies. Still, despite the physical exhaustion and rough elements, it was clear in the logbooks that Jeff and Molly signed as they made their way along the trail that they maintained high spirits and a good sense of humor. Particularly Molly, who went, I guess it's common for hikers to have, it's just part of the hiking culture, to have aliases that you use to sign your logbooks with. So Molly's alias was Nalgene, and Jeff went by Clevis. So they would sign Nalgene and Clevis and Nalgene when they're like leaving. So the people who are behind them or ahead of them, because you would pass each other, would read their entries, and they would leave like silly little poems, just talking about the things that would happen. She left one about the slugs that would swarm their tent in the morning.
Oh.
So one of the hikers who was behind,
out. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're like, slugs? No.
Forget
it. One of the hikers who was behind them on the trail was named Earl, and he's the one who wrote that Outside article that I reference a lot. He mentioned reading their messages when he was tired, in pain, and covered in blisters and mosquito bites. He thought to himself, how can this Nalgene person be so obnoxiously happy? So Molly and Jeff continued to hike throughout the summer, and Earl said that the couple continued to write upbeat notes in the logbooks, and he ran into them along the trail that July. So Earl described Molly as blonde and dimpled, quick to smile, spirited and funny, and Jeff as bearded and beetle-browed with a smoky, high-pitched Tennessee drawl. Oh, and in their logbooks, they thanked the volunteers who maintained the trail. They gave shout outs to other hikers. So there'd be, some of the other hikers were named like Muskrat, or so they'd shout them out or say hi, or like when you catch up, or we're catching up to you, or whatever. Because of the nature of the hike, again, like I said, they would get to know each other. They would oftentimes even camp together. So Earl did spend an evening camping with Jeff and Molly, sitting together around the campfire. Jeff and Molly, though, soon fell behind Earl, even though they started ahead of him, because they deliberately took their time. They stopped to take pictures, study plants, turtles, salamanders, bake bread along the trail. In early September, they wrote about meeting a 15-year-old boy named Paul on the trail who had been kicked out by his parents, and they offered him, this is like their specialty, right? So they offered him advice and some resources to try and get his life back on track. So this is who these people are. By September 11th, 1990, the couple had traversed nearly 800 miles as they entered the town of Duncannon, Pennsylvania. Can you imagine
Walking
800
from
miles?
Maine to Pennsylvania? No. I can't.
Bananas. So they ate dinner. So like I was saying, they are in a town now. So they have access to things. So they did actually stop to eat dinner at a pizza parlor. And then they decided to even treat themselves to stay in a hotel that evening. So they booked a room at the Doyle Hotel, which was apparently kind of, I don't want to say it was a shithole, but he kind of described it that way. Like, not a great hotel. Like they had to share, the whole hotel, I think, shared like 3 bathrooms or whatever. But for them, it's like there were beds, there's hot water. They don't care. They're sleeping on a mattress, right? So while they're there, they called their parents and planned a reunion at Harper's Ferry to celebrate making it halfway. And Jeff was joking with his mom and was like, you know, you better bring soap. We've got to scrub the smell out of our packs. And his mom, Glenda, said that she would bake him 2 pumpkin pies for him to take on the trail because that was his favorite
How are
pie.
you carrying that? Put it in your
You cut the
backpack?
slices,
Pie?
you put them in some Tupperware, girl. You figure it out.
I'm just
and-
picturing 2 whole pies.
I know. Just like stacked on top.
And he told his mother he teased that the couple had an exciting announcement that they wanted to make when their families got together. In the morning on Wednesday, September 12th, they met Molly's elderly great aunt who lived in the area with a couple other relatives, and they went to a nearby truck stop where they filled up on supplies and then picked up some mail, went to a grocery store, and at 3:45 p.m., they followed the trail into the woods and up Cove Mountain. So there's a picture that I'm guessing one of Molly's family members who was with them that day took of the 2 of them, and you can see Cove Mountain behind them. So they took a picture in the town of Duncannon with the mountain behind them.
Oh, sounds ominous.
I know.
A couple miles up the mountain was a common camping stop for hikers called Thelma Marks. So it featured a 3-sided wooden lean-to that campers would spend the night in. And just days before this, Earl had actually spent the night in the same spot. He went to the same spot. There was another hiker there. They camped together that night and got to know each other. And again, this wasn't uncommon to share space with strangers. So Jeff and Molly reached the spot around 5 p.m. that evening. Around 6 p.m. the following evening, so on the 13th, hikers Biff and Cindy Bowen, side note,
Biff?
not a lot of Biffs anymore. You know what I mean? What happened to Biff? What's Biff short for even?
Bifferton?
Okay.
Biffrey?
Anyway, it's about to
Bimothy.
It's about to get really serious though. Okay. So hikers, they're a married couple named Biff and Cindy Bowen, and their trail name was the Lone Moccasins. That's how they would sign their trail books. Mm-hmm. They made their way to Thelma Marks to spend the evening and celebrate Biff's birthday along the trail. As they hiked the incline, Biff sensed that something was wrong, and he described an uneasy feeling that was so intense that it caused him to hold his hiking stick like a weapon when he was coming up upon the camping spot. When they turned the corner into the campsite, they found supplies scattered frantically around and 2 bodies.
Ugh.
Jeff had been shot multiple times with a .22 caliber pistol and content warning for graphic violence. Molly had been tied up, tortured, raped, and stabbed multiple times in the neck and upper back.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Horrible. Biff and Cindy immediately called the police and would later say, when they learned who the victims were, "We knew they were good people because we'd been reading their entries. They'd been following them along the trail for nearly 3 months." So you feel like you know these people, even though you've never met them, you know? An autopsy determined that the murders occurred sometime before dawn. After talking to some locals and a few other hikers who were on the trail, detectives were able to gather a description of the perpetrator. They were looking for an unkempt white man wearing flannel, jeans, and work boots. He was seen carrying a small rucksack and 2 bright red gym bags, and people described him as looking like a mountain man and that he didn't belong on the trail because he didn't have the right supplies. He was wearing work boots, not hiking boots. Detectives searched for the man in the area but had no luck. 8 days later, 2 hikers spotted a guy that fit this description, but instead of wearing work boots, he was wearing Jeff's hiking shoes. Oh. He was also wearing Jeff's backpack and his watch.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Exactly.
The fuck are you doing, dude? Ugh.
The hikers who saw this man reported him to the National Park Service. So this guy was trying to cross the Harper's Ferry when officials stopped him and brought him in for questioning. He claimed his name was David Casey Horn from South Carolina, but his fingerprints, appearance, and tattoo were matched to a man on Florida's most wanted list for the 1986 murder of a 56-year-old woman.
Jesus.
So his name was Paul David Cruz, and 4 years earlier, on July 3rd, 1986, a woman had offered him a ride home from a bar in Bartow, Florida. She was later found naked and nearly, again, content warning, horrible violence, nearly decapitated on an abandoned railroad bed. Not long after, according to law enforcement records, Cruz had turned up at his older brother's place in North Carolina, driving the woman's Oldsmobile that had her blood all over it. And knowing that the police were after him, his brother gave him a lift into the country and he just took off running, just like dropped him off in the middle of nowhere. He took off running. Police were able to recover the car along with the knife and bloody clothes, but they found no sign of him. And he's been on the run, laying low, avoiding attention, using aliases for the last 4 years at this point.
Jeez.
Yeah. So this case was open and shut. Not only was Paul wearing Jeff's backpack, shoes, and watch, but he was also still carrying the weapons he used to assault Molly and Jeff. Paul's DNA was tested against the sample found on Molly and was a match. The state presented 60 witnesses and 158 pieces of evidence. He was convicted and sentenced to death by lethal injection. However, that sentence was never carried out because for the next 15 years, Paul continued to file appeals, dragging the case through Pennsylvania's highest courts. Dude, they have so much fucking evidence.
What are you doing, dude?
What are you doing? But I guess, maybe this was the point, was he was just trying to delay.
Just evil and a coward and disgusting.
And putting the families through that, where it's just like, eventually prosecutors, this went on for 15 years. So prosecutors eventually were like, look, we will reduce your sentence to life in prison without parole if we never have to deal with you again. Yes, stop appealing and we will offer you that deal. So Paul accepted that. At the resentencing, Molly's father, James LaRue, stood before the court and read a letter. In it, he forgave the man who had taken his daughter's life. He reminded the court of who Molly was, a woman who had dedicated her life to helping children who were struggling. Quote, "She believed that if these children could be helped when they were young, they wouldn't have become violent," he said. "She would have wanted that for you."
Whoa.
The families grieved. This is just, I wanted to include all of this because not only did Jeff and Molly seem like really lovely people, their families seemed like really lovely people too. Glenda Hood, who is Jeff's mother, She was a pediatric nurse. She threw herself into caring for ailing children. Connie LaRue, who's Molly's mother, was also a nurse.
Wow.
You're like, oh, lovely people. She volunteered at a hospice on the shore of Lake Erie, and the women became close friends. In June 1992, Jeff's sister Marla set out to finish the couple's hike. Earl went along for the first week. He went with them with her for the first week, and then other hikers who had known Jeff and Molly on the trail joined Marla to keep her company throughout the hike. And she hiked until a infected blister forced her off the trail in Virginia. Jim LaRue, Molly's father, found comfort in the idea offered by one of Molly's college friends that Molly, an artist, was now adding a touch to every evening sunset. From that day forward, he said, "There's not a day that goes by that I don't see a spectacular sunset and think, Molly's at work."
Oh, dude. I'm too messy for that.
I know. I cried writing it last night. I was like tearing up. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh my God. That's so...
it's so tragic, and the family said that they did believe that news that they were going to announce was that the two were going to get engaged.
Yeah.
And that they took a little bit of solace in knowing that up until their final moments, they did seem to be really, really happy together. So...
Yeah. So senseless, though. God.
It
so
really is.
Senseless. So random, too. They just happened to be there at that time. It was also interesting for me to see that, I wrote it down, 5 hikers on the AT have been killed in 4 attacks. Only 5. And you would think it would be so much more because of the length of that trail, how many people traverse it, that, you can be caught kind of isolated on it. The earliest was in May of 1974, and the most recent as of 2024 was in May of 1988, prior to this 1990 killing. So, it's truly just incredibly senseless. So sad. They seem like really great people who did their best to make other people's lives better. Even along the trail, when they found people who needed their help, they offered it freely. Sounds like they came from really, really lovely families. And it sounds like this hiking community was really special. Like they didn't know each other well. Oftentimes they would only pass each other a couple times in person, but they felt like they knew each other because they were doing this extraordinary thing together, sharing this experience, and got to know each other through their messages, and a lot of the hikers along the trail who maybe didn't even know them very well showed up to court. They, again, showed up to accompany Marla along her hike. So it just seemed really special.
Yeah, it's you hit the nail on the head. A community of people who are doing something that like rare, like not a lot of people do. There's I think I told Tainted Love a few years back or whatever about like the biking community. Or
yes, you did. You did
too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's tragic.
Yeah.
Oh, but
sorry.
Now it makes me want to check out the Appalachian Trail, though.
It does. It really did make me feel like I was like, I actually really enjoy hiking. I know that hiking that long has got to be really, really difficult on your body. But the sense of accomplishment you must have and the experiences that you get at the end of that have got to be so incredible.
Even if you only did a partial, it's still really incredible.
Yeah, because most people don't have 6 months that they can spend not doing, but...
I mean, dude, that is... Honestly, I hope that I get to live long enough where, like, this incredible technology that we're developing is actually used for the betterment of humans, and then we could reduce working, that we're not just, like, slaves to capitalism, and that we could do beautiful things like that, like the Appalachian Trail, or sit down and write a book, or things like that, where you just, I don't know. I hope we work it out as humans. I really do.
Me too. Fingers crossed.
Well, what are you guys watching this week?
Well, I am watching much of the same, but I am reading a book right now that I'm enjoying. It was a recommendation, and it's outside of what I would usually pick. It's called The Devils by Joe Abercrombie, and it's kind of a fantasy action book. It's hard to describe, but kind of like set in a slightly alternate reality. And I'm really enjoying it so far. It's very funny. It's got a very specific voice, very specific tone where it's like pretty irreverent. But I'm enjoying it a lot. If that sounds like something that's fun, I bet the audiobook is a really good time. I'm reading it, but I bet you the audiobook is really, really fun. So
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, I just started watching Victoria.
Oh, is it good?
I'm actually really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I really am. Like, I just finished the first season. I can definitely see how Jane Austen was the stories that she crafted, or about like love. Like, I went in and looked at more of the history, like how much Victoria loved Prince Albert.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, their love story is pretty incredible.
Magical. Yeah.
Yeah. So I
wish
I've
they
been
weren't
enjoying
cousins,
that.
but that's
Yeah.
just par for the course of the.
I mean, so we're Eleanor and Franklin. So
Yeah, first cousins. Yeah. Oof.
I thought they were
Yikes.
second.
I thought
No.
they were second too, but
Victoria and Albert.
oh, Victoria and Albert were first. I knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Franklin and
Yeah.
Eleanor were like
Eleanor
second. Yeah, they were
Yeah.
slightly. There was a slightly more.
Yes,
Yeah. She didn't have to worry about the name change, though.
it's true. That's right.
But did you ever
Keep it
look?
simple.
I love the love story. Honestly, I'm like, good for you guys. Love is what it's all about. But you do know that like it they think that it like brought down fucking Russia. It is
What?
like all of the inbreeding.
Oh,
Because it caused-
yes.
Talk about Franklin and
No, I'm talking about Prince Albert and Victoria
Yeah.
because it's like, oh, I love this for you that you guys loved each other so much, but like breeding with each other caused hemophilia in your line, which caused the only boy in the Romanov line to be sick, which caused his mother to seek help from fucking Rasputin, which led to the downfall of the Romanovs. So, like,
I mean,
just saying, maybe don't fuck your cousin. Is the lesson.
The lesson I'm trying to teach you guys here with this ass whooping is
The costumes are great. Rufus Sewell plays Lord Melbourne in it,
shut
and
up.
he's
Hot.
fucking hot.
Why is he hot?
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can definitely recommend it. I'm waiting for the new season of Bridgerton to come out. So I was
Yes.
looking for
Have you
something.
guys seen the trailer?
Yes.
It looks so good.
Looks
I'm
so
so
good.
excited. I came into 2026 on a hot streak. I'm on my 5th book right now, but the 4 I've read, I finally finished. Well, I didn't finish because it's still going to be another one coming, but the Empyrean series, I did Onyx Storm. I read the 3rd book in that series. Emily Henry book, Great Big Beautiful Life, which I've been waiting to read for a long time. I really liked it. I thought it was really good.
Oh, nice. You like her in general.
I do, actually.
Yeah.
She's one of those authors that I'm like, no matter what it is, I'm gonna like it because they're just fun, light. It's whatever, quick, fun reads. And this might have been one of my favorites. I know that it's not everybody's favorite for sure, but the book that I really loved was The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna.
Oh yeah.
I know Kristen Hanna's a big name. A lot of people, like The Women, I think was by her. This is my first book by her, and I really, really, really liked it.
Awesome.
So recommend.
Nice.
Well, hey, if you guys have something that we should read or watch, if you have a terrible date story, if you want to give Cassie a virtual hug and tell her to feel better,
Virtual cough
go to
drop.
go to our one-stop shop of a website. It's myworstdatepodcast.com, and we love you so much.
Cheers.
Cheers.